Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I've pulled for you the Two of Swords as your overall general energy. The Two of Swords is describing a state where you have a decision to make, quite possibly, but this decision, whether small or large, represents a larger shift in your lifestyle, your reality, your road, your path moving forward. This feels like a crossroads that you have perhaps been poised at for a moment, because the decisions you're making are not new decisions. You've made these before, but you're gaining in your ability to separate yourself from those things that don't support you. And that has been a long, difficult process. You perhaps feel you need more information about the opportunities moving forward, but you've long made a compulsive decision to move forward, to move away, to move in a direction that is more closely aligned with your truth, with justice, your justice, gaining that justice, and with your destiny, your path, with what is right with you, what aligns for you. You are concerned about the impact that this decision is going to make others, although you are unable to see that this is a decision that you've been making for a while, consistently. You've been moving away from something that doesn't work for you anymore. And this still gives you cause to think about perhaps your waning influence on those who you were once intricately enmeshed with or related to, particularly loved ones, family members, for example, who are on their own path that does not match yours, but there's still a sense of responsibility, to leadership, to light, to understand, to support them in a way that's been habitual and not to your benefit. This is a general reading, Virgo, so this isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. I appreciate all of you here spending some time with me. I value the time that you have and appreciate that you're willing to spend it with me. So in this present moment, the Lover's card is indicating indeed the nature of this choice. And rather than it being a small choice, you understand it has big consequences. So your ability to sever yourself from situations that haven't been helpful to you has been part of your path along the way. Doing something differently than you've always done it before has built up and created a momentum. Each time you do it, you recognize how much further you are along a path of greater autonomy, greater self-respect, and self-honor that you are experiencing, because you're moving away from others who you recognize may love you but don't respect you, don't love you, don't honor you, do love you perhaps, but don't honor you, don't see you for who you are, or do not feel you're worthy of those things that you seek and want to claim in your life. This has been a long experience of relating to others in a way that perhaps either has brought you instant gratification and been casual, or ways in which you've held off from commitment to a relationship because of your past experiences, right? We don't want to go through what we believe will be an inevitable heartbreak or betrayal. And now you've come to a place where you've built up your inner relationship with yourself, and you do not let yourself down consistently now. You have in the past. You recognize that you've not chosen yourself, that you've allowed others to set the tone of the relationship. But now you realize that you are better practiced at loving who you are, valuing your gifts, understanding that you have many skills and make efforts to align yourself with a collective benefit. You're worthy of love, you've done the work, and you are willing now to invest something long term that you understand is going to benefit you, not just others. So this is a beautiful card of commitment in this particular instance for you, Virgo. And it is being clarified by the Sunstone. And the key word of the Sunstone is empowerment. I am empowered in all areas of my life. This is important because I do believe that love, that intimate relationships, that profound relationships have been an area of challenge for you, and that you have always conformed to the desire for a happy relationship, a family life, a committed relationship. But for one reason or another, it has been challenging for you. And this is indicating that you can have what you want to have, not based on the needs of others, the desires of others, but based on your desire, your mutual desire with someone else. And that the ability to recognize your own wholeness by another person who is equally whole is what allows you to join together to work for something larger than yourself. This is absolutely the promise of the Lover's card. There is in the traditional deck the mountain behind them, which represents their spiritual development, their commitment to humankind's betterment, to a better world, to a long-term experience of abundance, of growth, of collective well-being. And I'm going to clarify the Lovers here with the Ace of Wands and the Four of Swords. Yeah. So here you have really spent some considerable time on your healing, so that you have appreciated the failures, the disappointments, the heartaches that you've experienced, in as much as you've learned a lot about yourself along the way. You've learned more about yourself through the challenges and the heartbreaks that you've experienced than any easy relationship. And this feels very much like a relationship reading, at least so far. Your version of that is the experience of gratitude for what you have. Even if in the past that has been a sense of being on your own, spending time with yourself, how necessary that time was, how sacred a privilege it is to be able to find space, to inhabit space that is strictly your own, that allows you to be yourself, to not perform, to live with your feelings, to get in your body about your experiences, so that you understand who you are and what has been holding you back. What truths you now are experiencing that are emerging from these challenges, and your gratitude, not only for surviving them, but because you realize you're where you're meant to be. And this is so important to being present in the moment and experiencing the abundance of the universe. The Ace of Wands, of course, is about this new experience, this new lifestyle, this new relationship with yourself and or with others, this new depth of connection that you're able to achieve by being vulnerable. This is an area of tremendous anxiety for you in the past. There have been a lot of ways in which you have not allowed this in. Perhaps because of challenges in your coming of age, your family of origin, a sense of abandonment that you've experienced, and you've quite likely picked partners in the past who have experienced something similar to you. So it isn't as though you've been doing this to yourself all by yourself, but now you see those limitations, those personal limitations for what they are. And you are empowered to move forward in a way that is committed, that does acknowledge your own unconditional love and gratitude for who you are and accepts others on those terms. In the past, the Three of Cups is describing the support that you have. And this is telling me that you actually have found a community, you've found work, you've found activities that support you, that see you, that get you, and you celebrate those. This can be 2 people, 1 person, this can be 50 people. It depends on how you define your inner circle. But these are people that have supported you, that have celebrated you throughout in your vulnerability. In those moments when you have been the most deeply authentic in yourself. This certainly can be children as well as partners, friends, colleagues. It can be anyone who sees you, who understands your path, who celebrates you, who appreciates your uniqueness and the reciprocity in your connection. And this celebration is clarified by the Herkimer card, and the key word is dreams. I'm constantly manifesting my dreams into reality. And this is telling me that you have a history of accomplishment. You have achieved a lot. I believe perhaps in your work, in your profession, perhaps in your community, because there's a sense here that you're part of something bigger than yourself. Whether you are in relationship or not, you are manifesting some kind of collective well-being, a better world, a deeper understanding of the collective experience in some way. I'm going to clarify the Three of Cups here with the Nine of Pentacles. You've been a solitary actor for a lot of that, or you've built your accomplishments on your independence. You prize and value your independence as the foundation from which you can be vulnerable, from which you can selectively share your energies reciprocally with those you choose in that inner circle, that selected colleague or colleagues, those selected friends or family members, even children, spouses, perhaps that you have supported, that have respected your boundaries, your need to work and fulfill your destiny in this life. This is really quite beautiful. And also the Ace of Swords, which is telling me that you have understood, you have come to an understanding, you have gained an understanding of the way in which you kept yourself isolated or held back from joining into the community, how you privileged your effort, the rewards for your efforts, the career ladder, the professional climb, the fruits of your labors as being critical to your self-definition and to the impact you could make on the world. But that sense of being driven by a mission has perhaps stunted your ability to give one-on-one in a way that was truly not only authentic, but was a benefit to you, that was mutual, that was respectful, that didn't block the love that others offered. And something tells me that a lot of love has been offered to you. You have experienced some incredible bonds with individuals that you perhaps were fearful of developing a stronger relationship with, and you're understanding that now. In the future, the Wheel of Fortune is beautiful because this is really the external opportunities that are allowing you to reflect your higher level of integrity. And by integrity, I mean the integration of your personal desires, your deservingness of love, attention, support, celebration, recognition. This is what is part of something that you are actively pursuing and claiming at this time, and you're finding the opportunities to experience that. And this is, for me, this is a good karma, an experience of good karma. This is your devotion, your long-standing perseverance, your absolute strength of principle and core. At the core of who you are is unflailing principles that you have never abandoned, that you have always put forward, even before you put yourself forward. You have a strict regimen of alignment, social alignment that you respect as part of your work, but as part of who you are. And you're learning to be flexible with that. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by a crystal I can't pronounce, Dioptus, and the key word is love. I am love, and love is me. And I like this because it feels as though you've always desired this love. It feels like a higher level of love than merely or than a conventional relationship. It has been a love that has sought to experience itself through all relationships, all efforts, all tasks, all identities, as though you are working towards a spiritual mission and looking for allies along that path. This is a difficult thing to claim in life, but my sense is that this is something that has always been a part of your principles and your alignment. You've never abandoned this. You were born with this sense of integrity, and it is traced throughout all of your experiences. And in some way, you are understanding that it is the expression of your vulnerability that makes your principles so incredibly collective. You're expressing something everyone desires and everybody wants. And your attunement to that is absolutely an expression of service, and that is the highest expression of love that there is. I don't know that I need to clarify this, but I will. The Eight of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Wow. And this kind of explains a little of the resistance that you've experienced, because it might seem as though you have everything you need and this greater sense of inner loving, nurturing relationship that you're learning to give yourself has been easy, but it has been hard won. You have been privy to a lot of criticism. There are a lot of people who have a lot of opinions about what you do, but this self-doubt that you have at times experienced, it even can manifest itself in physical attributes like anxiety or speech impediment, or a way in which you have so much to say and you will deliver it, but there's a kind of physical anxiety that you express in your requests for help, in your expression of ideas, and that is now something you understand is about not about you. The criticism you've received has rarely been focused in on what you're doing. It's rather been who you are, or that the power of your ideas are too challenging for others to comfortably consider. They're too shocking to them. Your truth is too raw. And so others feel naturally defensive, and rather than argue on principle, they would generally attack you. And this kind of juvenile behavior is evident in our social world today in the most unfortunate way. But as a result of this, you often are in your head, and this denies you the power of your presence. The power of your presence is phenomenal. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what's important to you. And often you get over analytical. You overthink what you're saying, what you're doing, your position, and that leads to anxiety about the best way to go. And as a caution, because your heart is so full at this time, potentially so full of self-respect, self-love, that you simply allow yourself to be in the present moment, trusting that you have all you need, that you have honed your skills finally, and that you are in a position to simply act from what you already know. You don't need to know more to feel prepared. So this is beautiful, Virgo. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey Oracle card to finish up this reading, and I pulled the Patience card. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So it can come at a time when you feel that you're overdue, or the time is now, or I have to have it now. And you may indeed be correct. But if you simply continue to proceed on the way that you are moving, and I'm feeling this lighter buoyancy that feels like a collective gift for others who have been striving really honestly and authentically, interrogating their own practices, their own truth, pursuing their understanding of justice. That patience is going to get you there. I hope that you've enjoyed this content, Virgo. If so, please check this out. And until next time, namaste.